Alright, welcome back to the Final Fantasy XIV storyline. This quest is called The Best Way Out, given to us by Thancred. And we are in the Crystarium. Spagyrix is what how I'm still pronouncing this. Sam, Paul, A-G-Y-R-I, Charlie, Sam. Spagyrix. Spagyrix? Maybe? If you hear other sounds, my roommate has somebody over. They're in the kitchen. There could be mixer sounds. I apologize. Anyway, here we go. What's up, Thancred? What you got, son? If you're ready, why not go on ahead to the Ocular? You can keep the Exarch company while I fetch Alphino. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest Amaro I can find, so he shouldn't keep you long. Be sure to pass on that message, eh? He and Menphilia walk off. I go straight to the Ocular. Oh, I learned right before this video that if you switch your job after you've activated the sprint, your sprint goes away. Which sucks. I mean, you could just not switch jobs, but also that's dumb. So make it undone, please. Essie, thank you. Okay, bye. Alright. Hello, Exarch. Welcome, my friend. Tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you, though I confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with, but the responsibility for that lies with me. One of our soldiers said that? Thank you. I don't know. That could have been days ago. I have no idea what he's talking about. Rest assured that I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shirk from what must be done, now least of all. Though I mourn the lost, I will not lose myself to grief, and even should regret be my constant companion, I will follow the path I have chosen to its end. We have some time before the others arrive, if you'd like to talk. The other option was, as will I. And if I were to confess any doubts I might harbor, no one need ever know? No, I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you. Cutscene. We get a nice, sprawling overview of this beautiful room, this beautiful, large, domed room. Please talk so I don't have to. Looks like you might.
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
The door. So the Scions are all here. The door opens to allow Emet-Selch. Just weirdly, he has a weird walk. Thancred just like, what? Alistair's like, what? Everyone else is just like, eh. He's walking so slow. Why being so annoying, dude?
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
Oh yeah, he was invited, wasn't he?
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault.
Forgot about that.
Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
It's not your home? We belong on the other plane of existence? Okay. Sure, it's like you're renting.
Thank you. We're blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
Is Vorthri a Sin Eater? Is that the conclusion?
That these minions of light answer to a higher power.
Oh, that's way off.
He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
Okay, maybe I wasn't wrong.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
So is he the head Sin Eater, like above the Light Wardens? Is that
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
I'm only level 76 at this point, so I imagine there's a lot more storyline to be had.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects.
You know, I gotta say, the spacing out of all of the Scions, and even Emet, it's weird. Because if you're in a group, and you have a leader of the group, you tend to kind of form like a convex or concave, however you're looking at it, like a curved line with that leader at the center. That's what you tend to do, unless you're instructed otherwise. This is like a scatter plot. Just, Scions are standing fucking everywhere. It doesn't make any sense. Why are we not... It doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's easier to draw or animate that way?
There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose. But it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Armorang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Armorang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Armorang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do! I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation. But it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, You have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be?
Thancred's fist has balled.
Love.
Sorry if you missed that. Emet-Selch said love. ... question mark. My bad. I'll try. I'm sorry.
Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
Minfilia has turned her head away from Thancred. He also is not looking at her. Her eyes are closed. They open as she watches him walk away. Emet gets a tiny smirk. As he would, being the butt face that he is. Wait, what happened to my fucking volume control app? The hell? Whatever. Okay. We'll speak to Minfilia next here. I'm sorry to be so insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. Come with us. I have to leave. That's the only course. Well, you know what? Actually, what happens if I talk to everybody? Emet-Selch. Will you never grow tired of shuffling your feet? If you have something to ask me. Ask. Tell me about Zodiark. As I told you before, Zodiark is the creation of my people, the first people. We summoned him, as your kind might summon a primal, albeit an infinitely more powerful one. And like one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural. There is no resisting such power. And so we Scions came to exist solely to bring about the rule of darkness, his darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and they would be fools, though that is only to be expected given their innate inability to conceive of the nature of our universe. But I believe I am repeating myself. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? Really, I have no need of deception, and even if I did, I assure you, you would find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. Urian J. Though Thancred hath long known whither this path doth lead, his journey hath brought him no closer to acceptance. Y'shtola. Minfilia demonstrated impressive resolve just now. It seems that she understands what must be done, though I do wonder if she is truly prepared to make the choice. Should she falter, it will fall to Thancred to guide her, however much he wishes it were otherwise. Alice. I can't imagine what Thancred must be feeling to behave this way. To say he's changed since coming here would be an understatement. He may as well be a different person. He reminds me of Father. He argued with us for months about our plan to go to Eorzea, but in the end he accepted our decision. I do hope he's doing well. Alphino. If I'd only been able to locate Kalusia's Light Warden, it might not have come to this. In the Crystal Exarch. If this is the course you've agreed on, I will not object, though I am afraid it will be difficult for us to spare any of the guard to accompany you. I can but promise that you will be well looked after upon your return. Just see to it that you do return, alright? Alright? That was fun. I like talking to all, especially Emet, but I like talking to all of them. That gave me some good stuff. No regrets there. The fastest way will be to do a little bit of a Ethernet to Ethernet thing in here, just to the plaza, and then continue heading west to meet up with Minfilia. We have a destination marker right before the long wooden flat bridge. It's not curved at all, it's a flat bridge. With like black metal kind of artistically designed archways. Kind of like a curved rectangle more than an oval. But like it's the top half of a curve. Yeah, anyway. Sorry for the wait. I'm ready now. And you're sure you want to do this? Completely sure? Or there has to be another way. There has to be another way. She gives a small smile, bows her head a little bit. Look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure that I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger, strong enough to face my destiny, and I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it, too. I believe in you. When you put it that way, how could we not? Says Y'shtola, walking up, joining us. Looking fierce as ever. And the twins. It is your decision to make. Just be sure that you are prepared when the time comes. Early on, Jay and Thancred join as well. If all are assembled, shall we depart? He looks over to Thancred for a second. Early on, Jay is so tall. We'll follow your lead. What route would you have us take? About that, there's something I neglected to mention, says Alice, in my poor accent of hers. I saw a Yulmoran airship coming into land over Almarang while I was on my way back to the Crystorium. No doubt the same vessel that bore Vothri's forces to Raktika. Meaning we can expect to encounter armed resistance on our journey through the region, says Alphino. She nods. Right, now Nabatharang lies in the southern reaches of Almarang, and there are two routes we can take to get there. We have a map that popped up here. The first is the eastern route, which would lead us past Mordsuk, which I have been to before. So this little map that popped up, we have the path that we took before, where we exit the Crystarium, and it it's like mostly south with a little bit of a western tint kind of curve. And then there seems to be another one that originates further west and has a southern and eastern tint to the curve. The other is the western route, which would require us to pass through the Hills of Amber. Minfilia and I took the eastern route last time, says Thancred. Yes, that's the more well-trodden path. It also makes for easier traversal of the Naboth Severance. But we can't use it. If we did, we'd need to cross the Severance from a point nearby the inn at Journey's Head. If the Yulmorans caught wind of our approach, it could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients, and we can be sure their activities would not meet with Vothri's approval. It will make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the Hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Yulmorans' attention elsewhere, to an area in the east that I know to be uninhabited. That way, you'll have a chance at reaching Nabatharang unopposed, and without risk to civilians. I cannot deny that it's a sound plan, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? Alphino. I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation, says Y'shtola. She looks over to Thancred. And if I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. He gives like a weird, little shoulder shrug thingy. Shakes his head. Well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Vothri's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. That was Thancred, sorry. With that in mind, I think it best that we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with a solid path under our feet. Thancred again. Nods all around. We'll borrow a few Amaro for our own journey. I'll leave the rest to you, Minfilia, says Alice. Minfilia, her eyes harden, gives a brief nod. Thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. How funny it would be to look over and see that my mic had been muted this entire time. Okay. Speak with Thancred outside the gate. Get my sprint on. Oh, get your sprint on. Heck yeah, whatever. It's fine. Out here, I'm gonna get mounted. Oh, that was a weird way to put that. Sorry. I can fly. I can fly. I forgot I can fly. Over the purple pathway. So, like, I've mentioned before that the leaves on the trees are purple, the bushes are purple, the grass is purple, but also, like, just the ground. Just that the well-worn path in the dirt also has a very good purple tint to it. It's not great, because I think the purple in this region clings to life, and dirt doesn't tend to have life. It's just minerals. But here's Thancred. There you are. The gate leading to Amarang is just up ahead. In all the time I've been here, I've never ventured into the Hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands, but at this point, but we have more than enough reasons to be cautious as it is. Keep an eye on Menphilia for me, would you? Of course. She's Bae. She's before anyone else. Not even in a sexual way. I apologize for having said those words. They were unnecessary. And here is Hardis, a gate guard. Off so soon, Mistress Valkyr. You barely had time to recover from the battle. Well, if you're certain, I'm hardly in a position to question you. Let me get a little black screen for a second while we change zones. We see a windmill. We see another, like...
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part.
A different kind of windmill.
Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garik lie the Hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
Menphilia will help us complete this quest. This place has been scarred by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever else this road may be, it is mine to travel, and I don't plan to take a moment of the time I spend upon it for granted. Titan bronze, headgear, coffer, item level 409. Cool. Alright, the quest is complete. For like once, I don't have this very often, but I have my sponsor non-sponsor list set up. So this video sponsor non-sponsor is BetterFoods Coconut Oil. Coconut oil is a fantastic keto oil to use. If you get the right kind, it has zero coconut flavor whatsoever, which is what I'm looking for. And this brand has no coconut flavor. It's a great fat. It adds great fat content to basically whatever you want to make. I've used it daily, really, since I discovered coconut oil. If you purchase it with the link in my description, I will get a cut. I will see you next time.